Hi everyone! So this video might be confronting for some of you who are going through something like this. It was definitely confronting for me and brought back a lot of memories. But I knew that I needed to make a video like this because I get so many girls coming to me asking for tips on how to stop overeating. So being someone who has overcome a binge eating disorder, I really hope that what I share today can inspire and help you to shed some light onto the darkness that you may be going through. So first of all, I just want you to know that if you are going through something like this, you are not alone and there is nothing wrong with you. Binge eating disorder is among one of the most common eating disorders in the world. And one thing that I've learned through my health journey is that it is the struggles that we go through that make us stronger. It is the hard times that encourage us to become the better version of ourselves. If you are struggling at the moment with anything, please don't label it as a bad thing. See your situation as a message from the universe. And learn and listen and grow so that you can come out the other end more stronger and more confident. So just quickly, what is a binge eating disorder? Binge eating disorder is characterized by recurrent episodes of eating large quantities of food, often very quickly and to the point of discomfort. You feel like a loss of control during the binge, and it's often followed with a lot of shame and guilt afterwards. And it can also often follow with vomiting to make you feel like you've counteracted all the food that you've just eaten. So before I started my health journey, I had a pretty serious binge eating disorder. I would restrict my calories to about 500 calories a day during the week. And then on the weekends, I would go all out. I figured eating so little during the week would counteract my binges on the weekend. My ritual was watching my favorite shows on the weekend, my TV shows, and I would sit down and eat like a whole block of Cadbury chocolate, a whole bag of potato chips, an entire pizza, hot chips, fried chicken, and more. It was out of control. I didn't like to purge afterwards because I didn't like vomiting, but there were many times that I did simply because I felt like my stomach was going to explode. I knew this type of behavior wasn't normal, so I'd always try and hide all of my junk foods so no one knew what I was doing, and when I did binge, I would lock my bedroom door, turn the TV on loud, those sorts of things. I was living in this vicious cycle that felt like it was never going to end, and my judgment was clouded by negative emotions and this unwavering determination to experience that high that I got after eating an incredible amount of junk food. Although then it was always followed with anxiety, stress, and a whole lot of shame and guilt. So if you've ever gone through something like this, you know that it can completely take over your life and leave you feeling totally out of control. I wasn't conscious about it at the time, but now that I look back, I realized that I was using my binge eating sessions to avoid some hard times that I was going through. I overate to relieve tension and numb my emotions. I'm telling you this because I want you to know that I have been there. Week after week, binge eating was a part of my life for over a year. I also want to note that although binge eating is usually related to eating processed foods, I want to reiterate that you also can binge on healthy food. You can find yourself continuously overeating on rice and potatoes, curries, or even raw vegan food, raw gourmet food, fruit even. So it's not just processed junk food. So even if you're doing it with healthy foods, it is still an unhealthy practice, which I hope that these tips will be able to help you overcome. So now I'm going to walk you through the 5 things that really helped me overcome my binge eating disorder, and hopefully they will help you as well. So the number one thing that you need to do to overcome a binge eating disorder is actually truly be aware that you're going through it. This may seem really simple and you might be like, well, I've known for so long that I've been struggling with binge eating. But what I'm talking about is becoming truly aware and acknowledging that you're going through this on a deep conscious level. So because we're generally feeling really shameful and guilty about these types of behaviors, we can subconsciously try and hide the fact that we're going through them. We kind of push it to the side, hoping that it will resolve itself. But to really overcome it and move forward, you really need to lift it to the surface. Speak it out loud and expose it. The first step is to shine light onto the darkness and declare that you're going to change. Break the false belief that you've lost control of your behavior. Say, I'm aware of my binge eating behavior and I'm changing it. So step number 2 is realizing that binge eating is a symptom of an underlying cause and discovering what that cause is. This is crucial because you can be aware that you're doing some type of behavior and try and force yourself to stop it, but this is not going to work in the long run. If you haven't healed the underlying cause, then you probably will return to your old behaviors in the future. So we binge eat for, it could be one of many reasons. It could be because of stress or because we're not feeling fulfilled in a part of our life. Or maybe our body is craving particular nutrients because we are restricting our diet in some way. And there will probably be layers upon layers that you might have to unravel. I'll use myself for example. So I realized I was binge eating because I was restricting myself during the week. And so by the time the weekend came, my body was so hungry, it was just like, get me as much food as you can right now. But why was I restricting my calories during the week? I realized it was because I wanted to lose a ton of weight and achieve a slim figure. And why did I want to do that? Because of a lack of self-love. I had just broken up with my boyfriend and I didn't feel loved, I didn't feel good enough, and I had no direction in my life because he was my life at that point. So that's what I mean by layers. You really need to dig deep and find the root underlying cause of the issue. Now step 3 is obviously healing the underlying cause. If it's stress from your job, try possibly finding a new job or figuring out a way to reduce your stress where you're working now. Maybe it's boredom, maybe it's time to really start digging deep and setting goals in your life and start taking steps to achieving these goals and creating the life that you truly want to live. If you're in an unhappy relationship, definitely express your emotions to your partner and try and figure it out, or maybe even leave the relationship altogether. If it's from the most common lack of self-love, maybe you can't stop comparing your body to other people and feeling bad about yourself all the time, which is causing you to restrict calories like I did. Remove the temptations that you use to compare your body to others. So things like Facebook accounts or Instagram accounts that you follow for that particular reason, just delete them altogether and remove that temptation. And then definitely start increasing your self-love practices in your life, whatever they are to you. Do what makes you feel good. And remember that you are what you think about. So if you continuously keep obsessing over your body size and comparing yourself to others and focusing on your food and your image, then you will continue to live out this erratic behavior. Instead, focus on your health goals. Focus on how you really want to feel. For me, I wanted to feel fit and strong and toned and healthy and vibrant. I wanted to create a healthy relationship with food and with my body. And focusing on that led me to act in accordance with those goals. Step 4 is eating a whole food, plant-based diet, and there is a reason for this. You actually have 2 brains, one in your head and one in your gut. These 2 systems are connected by the vagus nerve, which is the main pathway that your gut bacteria use to transmit information to your brain. The gut bacteria rely on us to eat certain foods to provide them with energy so that they can create chemicals which help our brain and immune system work properly. And certain dietary habits can bring about changes to your brain structure, chemically and physiologically, which can lead to you thinking and feeling a certain way. So you want to be eating foods that encourage feelings of joy and love and peace. And the beauty of this is when you're in this state of mind, it's very difficult, if not impossible, to indulge in unhealthy practices like overeating. And which foods are these? Colourful raw foods and vegetables, of course. Anthocyanins, which give berries like blueberries and blackberries their deep, rich colour. These antioxidants aid your brain in the production of dopamine, an antioxidant that is crucial for your memory function and your mood. Foods like apples, papayas, and leafy greens will help you to feel energized, alive, and happy, while processed foods like deep-fried spring rolls, chips, and pizzas are associated with feelings of stress and anxiety. So create a positive cycle with foods that support your gut and your mental health to help you live a more joyful life and to help you to actually make healthier food choices. It may not be easy in the beginning and you might not be perfect with your choices, but the more that you choose healthier options, the easier it will get. And I remember processed foods making me feel like I'd completely lose control. And it's not our fault in a sense, because processed foods trigger chemicals in our brain which keep us coming back for more. And they are also what you call empty calories. So they're super high in calories but have low to no nutrition. So you literally feel like a bottomless pit because you're eating all this food, but your body is not actually getting nourished on a cellular level. So it craves more food because you didn't give it what it actually needs. And once you understand this, it becomes easier to begin being gentle on yourself and help yourself with the transition to overcoming binge eating by making healthier substitutes for your favorite junk foods. The more you do this, the quicker it'll be that you overcome your binge eating disorder. There are so many resources these days to help you find healthier alternatives to your favorite comfort foods. On my website, I have healthy versions, raw and cooked, of fried rice, pizzas, pastas, and you can look on places like Google, Instagram, Pinterest. The options are really endless, and eating a plant-based diet will help you to reconnect with your food on a deeply compassionate level. And the last step, step number 5, is to overcome negative thought patterns. Realize that overcoming binge eating is a journey, it's a process, and it most likely will not happen overnight. It is an addiction, and at root is truly a deep spiritual concern which represents a misguided attempt to achieve wholeness and to achieve inner peace. Some may be able to change their behaviors immediately, but for others it may take a few weeks, it may take a few months. It may take years. Throughout your journey, that little voice inside your head, which acts as a physiological trigger to your binges, most likely will keep popping up every now and then, saying things like, "You definitely had too much to eat for lunch, you better skip dinner." Disrupt those thought patterns by thinking of your goals and your dreams and keeping those at the forefront of your mind, keeping the way that you want to feel and your ultimate health goals at the forefront of your mind. And keep affirming things like, "I am worthy, I am enough, I am in control, I deeply and completely accept myself." And please, please, please be gentle on yourself. You conquer the urge to binge not by forcing it down with willpower, but by dissolving it at the source and then using a small period of high nourishment to ease you back into eating like a healthy person. Once you see addiction for what it really is and realize how to escape those cravings, it becomes so much easier. And I really hope that all of this has helped you to see that. And the best thing is that it fills you up with so much joy. You realize if you can beat this, you can do anything. So take control of your health, take control of your life. Leave any comments and questions below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I love you. I hope this helps you. Thank you.